I'm Steve Johnson, News Director for theDove TV. Check out our other videos and visit our website at thedove.us. Thanks.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Bilden. Get our app on your smartphone or tablet. You can also watch theDove on our website or on our Roku channel as well. Now, from the Dove Newsroom this hour, President Barack Obama has announced that the U.S. and Cuba are reestablishing diplomatic relations. He says isolating Cuba hasn't worked and it's time for a new approach. The U.S. is also easing economic and travel restrictions on Cuba after a half-century of animosity between the two governments. But the long-standing U.S. economic embargo on Cuba will remain in place unless Congress overturns it. As Obama spoke, Cuban President Raul Castro addressed his own nation from Havana. He says he welcomes the restoration of relations with the United States. As part of President Barack Obama's move to reestablish diplomatic relations with Cuba, an American held prisoner there for 5 years has been freed. Alan Gross returned to the Washington area today, accompanied by his wife and a handful of lawmakers. His release was part of an agreement that included the release of 3 Cubans jailed in the United States, as well as the release of a U.S. spy held in Cuba. Gross was working as a subcontractor for the U.S. Agency for International Development when he was arrested. Obama says his imprisonment had been a major obstacle in normalizing relations. 2 men suspected of breaking into a car in the 4500 block of Wolf Run and stealing the victim's wallet last month have been arrested. Authorities spotted a car at Bear Creek Shopping Center yesterday, matching the one apparently used by 2 suspects making earlier purchases with stolen credit cards. When it was determined that the silver Mercedes belonged to 19-year-old George Serna, he and his cousin, 18-year-old Jonathan Serna, were identified as the fraudulent users of the cards, and they were apprehended. They're being held on breaking and entering and identity theft charges. For the first time in 20 months, the Mount Ashland ski area will open. At 9 a.m. Friday, the ski area will offer beginner terrain on the Sonnet chairlift with $7 tickets. Lessons and rentals will also be available. General Manager Hiram Towle says there's enough snow to safely operate the beginner area. Mount Ashland has 10 to 20 inches of snow. Ideally, 18 to 24 is needed to open the entire mountain. Now, a quick look at our local weather, brought to you by Grange Co-op. For Northern California tonight, showers likely, overnight lows in the mid-30s, a 20% chance of showers tomorrow with a high of 48, and continuing with showers on Friday and a high of 46. For the Klamath Basin tonight, a mix of rain and snow with overnight lows in the low 30s, a slight chance of showers tomorrow with a high of 40, and continuing with rain and snow on Friday and a high of 40. For the Oregon coast, a 20% chance of showers overnight lows in the mid-40s. Rain likely tomorrow with highs in the mid-50s. For Central Oregon tonight, a slight chance of showers, overnight lows of about 30 degrees. A 20% chance of showers tomorrow with a high of 42 and rain likely by Friday. For Southern Oregon, rain likely tonight, overnight lows in the mid-30s. Tomorrow, high of 52 with a 20% chance of showers. It is a snapshot of your news and weather right here on theDove.